Okay, imagine this. There's a college kid who gets picked on by a bully for being too short or being black, and every day his backpack gets thrown around as he just stays there helplessly crying. Even teachers try to give the bully a warning, but once the school finishes, the kid gets picked on again. Now let's flip it. On the next day, when the bully plans on picking on the kid again, as he slowly reaches for his bag, the kid suddenly pulls out a massive knife and absolutely chops his arm off. Instant reaction. Full chaos. The whole surrounding just turns into crimson red within seconds. Now you're just thinking, what the fuck just happened? Where did this kid find a knife? What the hell pushed him this far? And most importantly, what's going on inside his head? And what else is he capable of? It got you hooked, didn't it? That's the point. That's why violence works. It's not just blood or full-on gore. It's the questions. Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I've made 4 short films so far on this channel, and in every single one of them, someone either gets stabbed or shot or die in such a way that makes the audience just sit there in silence. Stick with me till the end and I'll show you how to properly use violence in your stories. Not just to shock the audience, but to actually say something, to make it hit, to properly land that emotion that you're going for. And no, it's really not that hard. You just need to know what the fuck you're doing. See, I used to be obsessed with violence in films, like blood, gore, cool kills, like every single one of them. For some psychopathic reason, I enjoyed them, and I'm sure most of you do as well. And I thought if someone dies in a brutal way or in a cool, really cool, disgusting way, I thought that made the scene automatically good, like it's a good story. And I tried to do that in my own stories, in my own little short films when I was younger. And every time I did that, I felt empty, like there was something missing. Like I was copying the surface, but not the soul under. And turns out, adding violence doesn't do shit if there's no emotional weight to it. I had to learn how to embed violence somehow into my story, naturally. Not for style, but for impact. Like I wanted the audience to feel something. And once I figured it out, like it was pretty easy. Like once it finally clicked, it wasn't even that hard anymore. And yeah, I've heard people say, don't glorify violence. It's not good for the kids. It'll encourage people to commit crimes and stab some people. That it brainwashes kids or some bullshit like that. But let's be real. Films are not real life. Like there's a reason why they are called films. They are stories. Anything can happen inside of them. Like you can do whatever the fuck you want, but at the end of the day, it's just a story. It's just an entertainment medium, and you have to look at it only in that way. Like if you want someone to rip some random dude's ribs out on the screen, then just go for it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't always have to give out a message, a positive message. Just do whatever the fuck you want, man. But let me show you how to do it right. How to make it feel like it belongs there, like it had to happen. See, there's 2 types of violence that works in films. This is from what I observed, okay? There's plot-oriented violence, where the story uses violence to push the plot forward, like Final Destination, Squid Game, Saw, those type of movies. And there's character-oriented violence, where a character consciously chooses violence to move the plot forward, like John Wick, Joker, or The Old Boy. You get the point. Now let me go deeper. A while ago, I wrote this story after watching Squid Game Season 2, like the new one. I always loved the idea of people locked in a room and try to figure out a way to not get killed. But during that point of time, Squid Game just inspired me to do that in my own films. So I came up with my own version. 3 friends wake up in a room. They are strapped to the chairs they're sitting on, just like I am. There's also a stranger sitting across the table. In front of each person, there are 3 glowing lights, which means 3 lives. And every time they mess up, every time they lose or they try to leave the room, one of the light goes out. So 3 strikes, then you'll be out. What they don't know yet is that they've got chips inside their heads planted. An explosive chip. If they don't follow the rules or their 3 lights gets turned off, their head explodes. Like instant brain soup. And that's exactly what happens. The stranger who's sitting across the table, his head instantly explodes mid-game. And boom, brain crumbs everywhere, all over the player's face, all over the table. And everyone is frozen, staring at the body, a headless corpse, while the game still continues. That's the moment the stakes skyrockets. Like you know what you're into, how deadly of a situation you're in. And now the audience knows, like, okay, this isn't a fucking game. This is serious. This is survival. This story was called Gambit. I didn't end up making it, but it taught me a lot about how plot-driven violence needs these 2 things. Number 1, shock value. And number 2, packed purpose. See, shock value is obvious. Like you want to shock the audience. You want the audience to flinch, like make their stomach drop. Purpose is what gives that violence weight. In Gambit, the dude's head explodes. It's really cool, but why? Why should I care? Why did the dude's head explode in the first place? It's because he had a chip inside his head. Why? Because he was put there by someone to play. Why? To collect human data under pressure, under life-threatening situations. Why? To train an AI to react under life-threatening situations. Why? To save millions of people in real-life catastrophic situations like a terrorist attack or something, with the trade-off of a few thousand lives. No, it's not just blood for blood's sake. It actually has a meaning now. And no, you don't have to go that deep like I did. Like why this, why that? You don't have to go that deep because that's just my style. I like to be more practical and logical and find a reason for everything. And that's just me. You can do whatever you want. Like your style could be something else. It could be as simple as rich people got bored with their money, so they created a death game and played bets on it, like Squid Game. Now this one cuts deeper. Like you have to actually think when going for this kind of violence. This is when a character chooses to act violent. The story doesn't need blood, but he needs it. Let's go back to the kid from the beginning. He didn't just randomly find the knife, he brought it from the home. He's held it before, he practiced with it in front of a mirror and whispered to himself many times like, the next time he touches me, I'll fucking chop his arm off. And that doesn't come out of nowhere. See, there are 3 steps to make this actually hit. Step 1. Psychological implant. In my first short film that I ever put out on YouTube, it's called B1. It's a time paradox film. My story had a protagonist named Alex who is stuck in a time loop. Every time he tried to escape death, he kept respawning again and again, over and over hundreds of times. Like that breaks something inside. And then he finally decides the only way to get out of here, the only way to be free from this time loop is to just basically kill every other version of me. That thought doesn't just randomly appear instantly. It slowly builds over a period of time. It rots inside him. Same with the knife kid. He's been bullied for years and nobody cared. Even his father beats him at home. And he starts thinking like, people pick on me because I'm scared of them. They have power. I'll show them why they should fear me. Step 2. Capability to act. Back to my short film B1, Alex has seen the loop reset and reset many times and he knows what happens every single time. He knows exactly where the gun is, he knows exactly where the people are gonna spawn, where the people are gonna be at what time. He knows how to time it and how to shoot it clean. He isn't just reacting, he's executing his plan. That's been built up inside of him for a long period of time. Now same with the kid. The knife wasn't an accident, it was planned. He rehearsed the motion many times inside his bedroom while everyone was sleeping inside his house. And when the time finally came, it was fast, it was clean, it was perfectly executed. He didn't even flinch. Step 3. Breaking point. Back to my short film B1. Alex snaps right when he realizes that time is against him. Like no matter what he did, nothing kept working and versions of him just kept spawning. That feeling built up inside him and at one point it broke. That's when he went full on killing spree. In the knife kid scenario as well, right when the bully touched his back, he was silent and after then the bully laughed at him and made fun of him. That single cue was enough to absolutely go bonkers on him. It's been built up since this long and there needs to be a subtle breaking point at which all hell bursts open. And that's how you make violence work. Don't just add blood, earn it, build to it, make it fucking matter. Once you start writing like this, trust me, your stories will hit way harder. Because violence, when done right, it's primal. It's in our fucking blood. It's what makes us human. I know I'm not telling you to randomly stab a guy on the street. I'm sure that you're not that retarded. But if your stories still feel mid and you want to make something that people actually remember, join my course. It's called Write Like Blood. It's not a theory course. I write a short film script with you, side by side, and show you how to make stuff that hurts people in a good way, of course. Subscribe to Join the Cult and I'll see you later.